Hey guys, Christian here. Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be working on the F10 M5. It's a car that's been getting a lot of modifications lately, and I'm not planning to slow down. I'll be showcasing and installing what has to be one of the most unique upgrades you can do to this car. It applies also to the F12 M6, the F80, F82 M3 and M4. It's a very cool upgrade. I don't see a lot of people running it, and quite frankly, I don't think a lot of people know that it exists. So I decided to make this video and show you guys. I've only really seen this modification in pictures online. I've never seen it in person. So I'm super excited about that. Typically I'll buy products, or I'll have companies send products over to me, and once it arrives I'll inspect it to make sure that nothing's damaged with it, and then I'll make a video. But this time around I decided not to unwrap anything, not to open the package, not to look at the modification itself. That way you guys can get like my true first impressions. All right, let's take a closer look at what we have here. Any guesses? Oh, well, I mean, this is a dead giveaway what it is. This is an intake cone, which by the way matches the blue caliper on my M5. So yeah, this is an intake system, and it's made out of titanium. This is extremely light. This is the first time I've ever held titanium in my life. It seems so fragile, but that's not the truth. The truth is that this is a lot stronger and lighter than stainless steel, so it's beneficial. Not only that, it looks extremely good. Let me show you guys. Well, there you have it, guys. This is what the intake system looks like. Well, kind of, because I still got to remove the plastic wrap from each of the pipes. You'll notice that there's additional pipes here, not just the intakes. I actually decided to upgrade the factory plastic charge pipe within the engine. They're prone to failing, with this titanium one to match the the setup that I'm going for, the theme. And this looks very, very good. Like I said, I have the intake filters. They're going to be front mounted right behind the kidney grills. The blue is going to match the blue calipers, and of course they did include some additional clamps, just because the factory clamps that is used right now, they're one-time use, so you do have to replace those. All right, so I went ahead and unwrapped one so I can really show you guys how good it looks. This is from a company called Arcade Titanium. They offer these, like I said, for the F10 M5, F12 M6, F80, F82, M3, and M4. They also offer a lot of other custom products for BMWs, and I believe even other Japanese cars as well. If you guys want to know more about them, or you're interested in this intake system, I will leave a link down in the description below. I also have a code you guys can use, which can save you quite a bit of money, so make sure and check that out. In person, this looks absolutely amazing. I thought that in pictures it looked so good. Guys, look in person. Let me step out to the sun real quick. Oh my god, this is absolutely amazing. Like I said earlier, guys, I've never held titanium in my hand. This is amazing. It's honestly mind-blowing how light this is. It doesn't even feel durable. But that's the beauty of it, because it is one of the most durable materials you can get out there, and it looks very elegant as well. Now I understand why titanium exhaust systems cost so much. So this is one of the charge pipes right here to match the overall midnight theme. Guys, this is gonna look very good, complementing the Frozen Black M5. Just look at it. Absolutely amazing. Yo, words cannot describe how freaking happy I am to install these onto the car. This is like jewelry for your car. Literally, jewelry for your car. Is it necessary to get this bougie-like upgrade for your F10 M5? Probably not. Is it badass? Hell yeah, and that's why I decided to get it. Guys, this is it right here. This is the upgrade to get. Here's what one of the filters look like. Very nice. I decided to go with blue for obvious reasons, but I think they offer in green, which I think green looks absolutely phenomenal if you got the right setup underneath the hood. I have seen it on their Instagram page before. Or you can get them in red. And then as far as like the color for the pipes itself, they do offer the zebra, which is one of their more popular design patterns that they have, or you can go with this midnight color, which I think looks absolutely amazing. I can't even put into words how awesome I think they look. Let me go ahead and pop the hood and show you guys what it looks like under the hood right at this moment. And here is the beautiful S63 4.4 liter twin turbocharged V8. You guys might have noticed that I'm not rocking the stock charge coolers. I did upgrade these recently to CSF high performance ones. I got this very unique custom color that goes very well with the Frozen Black M5, and I'm looking to add more beauty underneath the hood, right? Bougie style. So the intake system has to go, and it's going to be replaced with that beautiful kit that's over there. And of course, these charge pipes, it doesn't matter what BMW you guys have, these plastic charge pipes over time, especially on an engine that gets as hot as the S63, they tend to crack, fail, warp, whatever you want to call it, especially once you start tuning the car. So we're going to replace those with the titanium ones as well. I've made a video on this subject before, guys. If you have the plastic OEM charge pipes on your car, whether it's this car, or let's say you have like a 335 or 535, F30 or whatever like that, it's something you guys need to replace before it's too late. I even made a video on this. I sell upgraded charge pipes on my website, vehiclevirals.com. Link down in the description below. I'll also link the video that talks about the importance about upgrading the plastic OEM charge pipe, just so you guys know. I'm seriously getting the goosebumps just looking at this combination. Tell me this is not gonna look great. Look at the Frozen Black, look at the Midnight Purple titanium pipes from Arcade Titanium, and then look at the CSF charge coolers. This is gonna be a phenomenal combination. And on top of it, it's more durable than the plastic intake system that it has on right now. And I'm pretty sure is less restrictive to use a system like this with the cone filter, feeding cold air from the front right here, than whatever, you know, the stock system provides. I'm freaking excited. I'll go ahead and install them here in a second. Let me just show you guys what each of the parts look like without the wrap. It's just a work of art. Like, check it out. I really like the branding there, the Arcade Titanium branding. That's really freaking slick. Even the little nuts here for the MAF sensor, they're made out of titanium as well. That's pretty freaking cool. And then here are the intakes. Time to install the intake system onto the car. It should be pretty simple. If you guys are looking to DIY, it may look a lot more complicated than what it really is because of the tight configuration in here. But it seems like there's a main bolt here that's holding the intake system there. There's this portion right here, which I think just kind of unclips with pressure. You have the clamps here. Basic tools needed for that. You got those, I think they're one-time use clamps from factory, so you're gonna go ahead and pry those off and then replace it with the ones that the Arcade Titanium included with the kit. And same for these, one time here. These are aftermarket ones since we replaced the charge cooler, so it should be pretty simple. I'll guide you guys through it in case you guys decide to go this route. So yeah, let's go ahead and begin. Here you have it, guys. These are the OEM plastic charge pipes for the S63. By the way, today is a different day. I had misplaced these couplings. I found it rather strange when I was first unboxing the package for you guys, and I was like, I'm missing something. I had left them at the shop, that's why. So we had to continue this a different day. But look at the difference, guys. Lightweight, very strong, titanium, very durable, rather boring, fragile, plastic, and just starts to look ugly over time. I kind of got a little bit lazy uninstalling the charge pipe because you see these one-time use clips, they're facing downward when installed. So unless you're gonna like loosen up the charge cooler, which I really didn't want to do, it'd be really hard to disattach it. So I went ahead and just kind of a shortcut. And even though I used a flathead, which I do not recommend you guys use, I do recommend you guys use some kind of a plastic trim or pry tool. I didn't damage the charge cooler, so I'm actually very happy. Just gotta be very careful if you're gonna use any metal device to unhook the couplings. So I don't think I'm gonna install the charge pipes yet. Such a tight configuration here. I can use all the room that I can get to do the intakes here. So I'll remove the stock intake system. I believe there's a shroud or something here on the right hand side behind the kidney grills that I have to remove. I heard I have to do some cutting as well to accommodate the size of the thick pipes. So we'll see how that goes once we get to that step. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue. All right, so the intake system is off. We're essentially removing all of this stuff. We're not gonna have that anymore. And we're switching over to this setup right here. I already got the couplings installed here to give you guys an idea of how that's gonna go hooked up. So we have these are gonna be at the top. I'm gonna have to transfer over the MAF sensor from the stock ones, put them in here. and put it in there as well. And then we'll bring over this pipe, which is gonna go connected over to the filters over there. I believe how this is gonna be, it's gonna be something like, I think it's gonna go something like this. Not entirely sure, honestly. I haven't looked up a tutorial how to install this. I guess I'll just figure it out as I go. I just know these are the top section. These are the ones that are gonna be exposed on the engine bay. And then these are gonna be more hidden as a cross under here. And they're gonna end here on the side where you install the cone filter. Alright, so now that we have the MAF sensor installed on each of the intake pipes, and we do have the couplings installed, we can kind of get a better understanding of where all these clamps go. So we have the small clamps for the charge pipes, and then we have 8 clamps for the intakes. We'll be using 2 on top and then 2 in the bottom. And then we have the clamp that's connected to the filter that's going to clamp on the bottom section of that second pipe, which is right here. Seems pretty simple, so let me get to it. All right, so this is where things start to get a little bit tricky. By the way, the DIY seems simple, and that's because it is simple, but it's time consuming and it's pretty tedious. Is it gonna be worth it? Oh, 120%, yes. So things are gonna get interesting now. Here are the air ducts. I went ahead and removed it, obviously, because we need to make as much room as we can for the thick titanium intake pipes. The little cover here that sits right behind the kidney grills has to come off as well. And now we actually have to do some cutting to accommodate the size of the pipe. I know a lot of you guys don't like to cut into your car, but if you want a modification as cool as this one, sometimes you just gotta do it. All right, so here's how things are gonna go. Here's the opening. This is where the pipe has to squeeze through. It looks like it's tall enough, but not wide enough. So I would have to cut into the shroud here to make it wider so it can accommodate the pipe. How much I have to cut? Not entirely sure. I did get to see some demonstrations online, so I kind of have an idea. Have to be careful what you're using to cut to. You don't want to damage anything in here. I'm going to do the same for this side right here. And it's all going to be like a trial and error to see how much I have to cut in order to accommodate it. I also want to make sure I know exactly how this fits. I did install this coupler here. I believe the long side goes up top, short side goes at the bottom. It connects to the additional pipe. Let's see, I can be careful here. Do not want to scratch the pipe at all. So this is going to go in there like that. All right, I'll sit just like that. Okay, yeah, so I just have to position it just a little bit. I might have to connect the other pipe. Let's see. I honestly think it goes something like this, right? So it goes right there. It snakes down to the bottom, and then this portion will be right at the corner here, so you can connect the cone. That's the only thing I can see how it's gonna fit. Yeah, I think that's how it's gonna go. So the elbow coupling here goes kind of like in an opposite manner. I'm gonna have to figure this out as I go. What I'll first do is I'll cut into the opening, figure that out first, and then we'll go from there. All right, time to see if the cutting that I did was enough. Let's see. So I believe it goes in that way, and then it inserts that way. It can definitely accommodate that diameter. I think I'm gonna have to just push it up just a bit, just to get it to fit all the way in. Let me see. Yep, there we go. I gotta fish it from this side. That's gonna be interesting. Actually, it's easier to insert this way and then rotate it. You can actually see it down there. There's only one little issue. I'm gonna have to really squeeze it through this area right here, and it's probably gonna scratch the pipe just a bit. It's such a tight squeeze. I mean, at least you won't be able to see that portion of the titanium pipe anyways. All right, let me figure things out, and I'll just sit the camera down so you guys can see the progress. here we go. We got it to fit in. You can see it kind of snaking there, and then it comes out right here. That's it. So the hole that I did cut out was actually big enough. There you go. So that's it. It's about 1, 2, 3, about 3 inches of cutout here on the side, and you're good to go. Legit several hours later. Like, not because the product is a bad quality or bad fit, man, but more so because I'm super OCD, and I was trying to match the passenger side intake with the driver side. Weird enough, the driver side is much easier to install. The part behind the kidney grills going up to the engine bay, there's more room. On the passenger side, not so much. And I was measuring everything, the height, the length, and how much it was sticking out and how much it wasn't sticking out. The intakes that I installed as well, how much they were pointing up, and it's a problem that I have. So literally for like the last few hours, which I didn't get a lot of that on video, I was like uninstalling it, installing it, uninstalling it, installing it, uninstalling it, installing it. And since there's no DIY on this product online, I really couldn't find the answer to, I guess, to fix my issue. Let me show you. All right, so here's what the intakes look like. Here's the intake cone, and here's that intake cone. Pretty evenly matched. They come out pretty good. Can you guys notice the difference here with the intake pipes? Probably not, but I could, which is why I kept uninstalling it and installing it. I wanted the clamps to line up perfectly around the coupling, and I got it as close as possible on that side. On this side, it was a little bit butchered. But then I just gave up and I said, you know what? I'm the only one that's going to notice that. Nobody else. But anyways, everything else looks pretty good. The angle that this pipe came into the coupling here seems like it's a little higher than this one. You probably won't notice. Maybe you will. And I feel like even after this video is done, like weeks later, I'm probably going to take this all apart and refit it. The issue was the coupling down here. How much of this pipe needs to go inside of the coupling and how much not? And then what angle do we need to rotate the second pipe to make it perfect? Like I said, passenger side is harder for whatever reason. It's just much harder to maneuver everything down there. On the driver's side, it was literally just put it on and it worked. This side took a little bit more. Took a little more hassle. If you look at this coupling here, notice how there's a bulge here at the bottom. That's because I had to angle this to fit it properly. On this side is more of a straight shot. So things like that bother me, but I gave in after several hours of trying to get it to look perfect. I think it still looks pretty good. Now to work on the charge pipes, which should be very easy. But then again, I thought the intake system would be very easy for me, and it was actually quite challenging. Let's go ahead and do it. These are gonna look so dope on the M5. I mean, I just couldn't do just the titanium intake upgrade. I had to do the charge pipes as well. It's just like the ultimate combination. Plus, if you do one and not the other, then the engine bay is just gonna look kind of weird and half done in a way. So I had to go all the way. That only took a million years. Like, it took a long time, and I'm not even afraid to admit it. It's just very tedious. But I think if I was to do it all over again, I would probably do it in 1/3 of the time. A lot of it was just trial and error. I didn't have the right tools. The couplings were missing. Just trying to squeeze the charge pipes underneath. The feed lines here was a pain as well, but I did make sure that I tightened everything very well, especially the charge pipes and the charge coolers. I do not need a boost leak with this car. Intakes are pretty tight all the way around as well. The cones as well, everything's good. I triple checked everything. Oh, look at that, I didn't triple check everything. I forgot I have to attach the map sensor, but anyways, I'll do that here in a second. I'm gonna put everything back together, and in a snap of a finger, I'll show you guys what the finished product looks like. They look pretty amazing, don't they? In person, they look 10 times better though, just saying. Here's what we're gonna do. I'll give you guys a quick walk around of the installation, give you guys my first thoughts and impressions of the setup. Then we'll take the car for a drive because it is an intake system after all. I wanna see what they sound like. I'm sure we'll get some pretty cool induction sounds. Also wanna see if I can feel a difference in power, which I don't think I will, just because this is a stock S63. There's no tune on it, so I wouldn't really take advantage of the high flow system. But yeah, let's get to it. This is such a treat to look at. It's so pretty. Like, I just need to take the hood off like permanently and drive around like this. It looks so good. It's legit jewelry for your car, guys. It's a shame that's always hidden under the hood, but if you're ever at car meets or Cars and Coffee, just pop that hood, boy, and I'm sure this is gonna turn a lot of necks. It looks very, very good. The guys at RK Titanium did a very good job with the color, and obviously the pipe doesn't look like that in its raw finish. That is something that they were able to perfect in different variations, and it looks very, very good. The charge pipes too, like really bougie at the charge pipes. Yep, sign me up. Sadly, these coolant lines, I believe that's what they are, they're pretty loose since the stock intake systems are not here to hold them in place. I do think they sell a bracket to hold these together in place. I've seen it sold with other charge pipe kits, but I've never seen them sold alone. I'm gonna see if I can get my hands on that, because installing these charge pipes underneath these lines was a pain. I did scratch up some of it, not something that a lot of people would be able to see, but I know it's there. But everything else came out pretty good. I actually haven't even started the car up because I want to make sure I completely clean them up from fingerprints or any oils or debris, because I don't know if that stuff gets etched onto the metal itself. I don't want to risk that. Our intake's supposed to get hot, not really, but the engine bay of the S63 is just a very hot place anyways. As far as fitment, you got the second coupler here, then the other pipe, and then I haven't put the grills on yet because I wanted to start the car first to make sure that everything was sealed correctly and I don't have any codes, and then I'll put the grills back on because those were a pain to remove. But yeah, fitment came out pretty good. I'm very happy with it. Here's what it looked like from far. This is nice, and obviously you pair them with the CSF charge coolers, and this color just goes very well with the whole setup. Because you have a little splash of that color right here. It just goes very well. Plus, you look at it from here, right? The matte black. God, the combination is so good. I can stare at this all day. The branding here, RK Titanium. Something that I did notice is that they don't have the RK Titanium branding on this side of the MAF kind of hub area, but it's there. Strangely enough, on the back side of it, it's there though. So that's one thing that I noticed, and something probably I only would notice. But the welds look really good. Everything's really tight. Intake, I'm not worried too much about. The charge pipes, I really tightened them up to make sure that that's not loose at all. I think we did a good job. It's crazy because if you leave a fingerprint on titanium, it's like you lose the color of titanium. Let me see if I can give you guys a closer look. It's so weird. It's so cool though. Anyways, look at this, right? So this is just regular soft soap and water. It's one of the solutions that RK Titanium recommends when cleaning these. They don't want you to use any kind of metal polish or anything harsh. But look what happens to the color when you do it. It kind of makes it, like, I guess, washed out. and then you take a dry microfiber towel, and then you dry it up, and there goes the color again. I mean, this is cool. Obviously, I might seem a little bit silly to you guys that already have experience with titanium. This is my first time with titanium, and I'm so in love with this metal, and I can so see why people use it for their exhaust systems. You got to be really gentle though. If you got this on car shows, just kind of put up a sign, do not touch. Last thing you want to do is get fingerprints on this very pretty looking metal. I feel like since the engine bay looks so good now, I got to do something about this beauty cover. What do you guys think? Leave it stock? Hydro dip it? Do something to it? I don't know if they sell aftermarket carbon fiber ones for this. I don't know. Maybe I just keep it stock. It kind of looks matte black, so it kind of matches with the car, but I don't know. Also, I will be upgrading the turbos on the car very soon to pure. We're not just getting these mods for looks. We're trying to get some power, baby. Gotta get a lot of power for this car. It's gonna be a highway killer, man. This is like probably my favorite mod for the F10 M5 so far. If I had an F80, F82, I'd probably get these intakes as well. Or even an M6, I would do it as well. I get it, some of you guys probably won't agree with it. It's a very expensive setup for an intake system. But you would really stand out from the rest. While everybody else is rocking the other brands, they're probably like half the price. This one is the one that's gonna get all the attention because of how unique it looks. Like I said before, if you guys are interested in these intakes, I'll have a link to them down in the description below. If you guys use my code, it'll save you quite a bit of money and it'll help support the channel. Another reason I didn't want to start up the car before showing you guys is because there's a chance that once they heat up under the engine bay, they can change colors. I don't know if they work quite like exhaust systems where obviously those get very, very hot. Titanium tends to shift in color. Not sure if that's going to happen with the intakes and the charge pipes, but I guess we're about to find out. I also got to do something about the exhaust system. Competition muffler sounds pretty good, but I need something aftermarket. I really do. So far so good. No codes, no faults. I'm going to let the car warm up for a while, and then I'll take it for a drive and see if any of the couplers come off. But I think we should be all right. We'll do a few drive-by shots as well, see if we can hear the intake cones. I'm gonna go install those kidneys. I hope nothing happens because trying to remove them. So it's actually been a few days. I wanted to make sure that everything was tightened up correctly. Had the PSI guys here. I'll take a look at it. Make sure I didn't have any engine codes, obviously any like boost leaks or anything like that. So everything looks like it's going pretty well. So now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys exactly what the intakes sound like. I'll do a standstill rev here. So you guys can hear that, and then I'll do a few drive-bys here. So let's go ahead and do it.